Tyson Fury believes he's the best in the world up until the Alexander Usyk situation. But I actually believe, and there's not many fighters that have got the title world champion that believe they're the best. I did.
Well, that leads me into Anthony Joshua. My view, for what it's worth, is that his demise started after he fought Klitschko, where he went into a certain place to have to win that fight. And I do think since then he's gone on and fought in a certain way, which has taken him out of the way of risk and isn't prepared to put himself in the way of risk in the way that he once did before when he was a wrecking machine. Recently, we've seen him fight Franklin when it seemed to me the same situation was there. There might be a few technical things that he stepped back and took his time and got range a little bit better. But what do you make of the Anthony Joshua that we've got now? I
believe Anthony Joshua has got to the point where now in his career where he's fighting for the wrong reasons. Because when he was world champion, he had that mentality to think, I'm the best fighter in the world. When you've been a world champion and you truly believe you are the best in the world, anything less isn't enough.
Right.
So when he boxed to Andy Ruiz, I'd heard there was some issues in the dressing room before the fight and his dad didn't want him to go out. But then when he lost to Usyk, because he came back, beat Andy Ruiz, he thought, right, I've righted that wrong. He lost to Usyk. He never expected to lose to Usyk. I can remember speaking to Dylan White and Derek Chisora saying, he'll blast this guy.
Everyone thought they did.
Yeah. Then he got into it with Usyk and lost to Usyk. Now he's thinking, all right, I underestimated him. I got it wrong. And so now he doesn't believe, he still believes he's the best in the world. He made a mistake. But then when he boxed Usyk the second time, he knew he wasn't the best in the world. And I said, this is where the problem starts. Not what we've just seen there in the ring, not the act after the bell's gone. The problem is when he's up by himself, he's got to get in his head, why am I doing this? When I saw him fight, and especially in his last fight, which he won, and I'm glad he won, he still showed novice behaviour from a guy that's been a 2-time world heavyweight champion,
I heard that.
Which told me he's never going to get that mojo back.
I heard that, I'm not going to betray confidences, but I heard from a leading trainer that was before one of the Akoli fights. Actually, before Anthony went in against Alexander Usyk, Akoli was fighting on the undercard, and Anthony was talking to one of the trainers saying, "What do you think I should do in this fight?"
I've got one better than that. He was walking in the ring against Usyk, and my friend was the head of security walking next to him. He said, "How would you fight a southpaw?" On the way to the ring. So
an average southpaw.
I'll come to that. But what I'm saying to you is, what he's displaying to me, and again, I respect what he's achieved. I respect what he's done. I've always been a cheerful leader of him because I think the work he's put in and how he's executed has been spot on. But in reality, right now, a 2-time world champion is in a fight and he's looking over at his corner man,
Derek James,
mid-fight.
The whole fight.
Yeah, mid-fight, and I'm like thinking, what are you doing? You should now be at a stage where your corner man takes the muzzle off, ding, ding, off you go.
Execute.
Get the job done, get the muzzle back on. Yeah. But he's still thinking like a novice. He's still acting like a novice. He's still acting like a kid that doesn't know what he's doing. If you don't know now, you're never going to know. He's 33 years old.
Why did you think I was a cheeky sod? Why did you think I was cheeky sort about Anthony? Because I said something to Derek Chisora, didn't I? I said to Derek Chisora, I don't want to see you fighting Dillian White for the third time.
I said that as well.
Because I wasn't trying to be disrespectful.
No. But
I just call it as I see it.
And I thought he'd beat Ruiz the second fight, without a doubt.
Yeah, of course he did.
Without a doubt. He
didn't go in and plunder him. He didn't go and murder him and avenge this defeat. He went in there and did the job.
Yeah, and did the job. And so therefore, I thought he looked at Ruiz like we all did, walking into at the press conference, and people laughed at Ruiz.
He's a Pillsbury Doughboy, yeah.
We laughed at him. The security guy in front of him looked like, we all thought that was Andy Ruiz. Ruiz is there with his baggy jeans, little fat fella behind him. We laughed at him. So Anthony Joshua looked at this guy and he disrespected him. And I've always said, respect your opponent, because if you don't, they're the people that'll beat you.
But why did you think I was this? I mean,
so
okay.
I thought you was.
Because I've never laced gloves and I shouldn't be.
No, not that. I think because you'd written him off because of that loss, and there was a remark you said, as if to say he's never going to do it. He's done. And I'm thinking,
I think he is.
Yeah, but that's what
I think you're coming to that conclusion.
Yeah, but that I do. If I'm honest with you, I do now.
Yeah. And
I don't like saying it because I like AJ, and these guys are going to look at this saying you're out of order.
Yeah.
And when I'm asked, when people say, "What if AJ loses?" I'm going to give an honest answer. Which
is why I like your punditry.
Yeah, and people don't like it. But the thing is, time tells its own story. So I was asked when he boxed Usyk the last time, when we were out in Saudi, what do you think will happen if he loses? I said, if Anthony Joshua loses, he'll walk away, because the problem's going to be he's not going to be able to handle not being a world champion. Now you're seeing the breakdown. All of a sudden he was boxing in 3 months' time. Now he's boxing in December. Remember, it's the first time he's had such a backlash from a fight that he's won. So now his whole reasoning, the whole point in fighting, he'd be thinking...
But if he followed your logic, and your logic was... Because basically what the boxing world now doing is turning full circle and going, you're done. I think people are actually beginning to laugh at the concept that Anthony Joshua could beat one of the top heavyweights now.
So the reason why I say it now is because Anthony Joshua has been through every experience going for him to learn from it. He's a 33-year-old man. He's not a boy turning into one. He's a man. So if he's still making boyish mistakes...
Because you always made that excuse for him about his short amateur career.
Yeah, sure. But he's a former two-time world heavyweight champion of the world. Yeah. So he's ticked so many boxes, he's learnt so much. So if you've not learned from the ups and downs of that, and you're still making these rookie mistakes now at 33 years old, you're a man. Now, I believe that he is bus driver, ticket collector and passenger of his training camp. He says what happens, how it happens. He says when he's trained. I believe, I might be wrong, and he'll see this and say, you know what, Johnny, blah, blah, blah. But you know what, in years to come, he'll think, Johnny, you were right there. Because his motivation for fighting, he's now in no man's land.